So let's talk about Hollywood. Right now, the whole conversation around artificial intelligence is just this swirl of massive excitement on one side and deep existential fear on the other. Everyone's got an opinion, a hot take, a prediction. But while the rest of the industry was busy talking, one company was quietly doing the work. And that's what this story is all about: action, not just argument. This quote just cuts right through all the noise, doesn't it? We're not talking about some fancy tech demo or a theoretical white paper here. We are talking about finished, delivered feature films on a major streaming platform. While everybody else was debating the what-ifs, this company went out and proved a whole new model was actually possible. And really, this frames the central question perfectly. Is AI this job-killing monster that artists and unions are so afraid of? Or is it a tool that can actually amplify human talent and break down some of the old barriers? What we're about to see is that the answer isn't really about the tool itself. It's all about how you use it. So to get that answer, we've got to look past all the headlines and the panic and really focus on a real-world case study. And that brings us to the company that put this entire debate to the test. Meet Branch Out Productions. And what's so important to know is that this story doesn't start in Silicon Valley with a bunch of venture capitalists. It starts right here, with an all-black, female-owned creative engine, a company with a very clear mission to change who gets to tell stories in Hollywood. And this is where it gets really interesting. Their mission. Their goal isn't just to make movies. It's about democratizing the tools of creation, owning their own narrative by keeping 100% of their intellectual property, and paving the way for using AI ethically. It's all about putting this brand new, powerful technology into the hands of creators who have, let's be honest, been historically written out of the story. And boy, did they prove it could be done. Just look at this timeline, an incredible 9-month sprint. From getting the green light in August to final delivery in May, they came up with the ideas, wrote, shot, and released 2 feature films, Holy Hustle and Son of a Preacher Man. I mean, that kind of timeline is it's practically unheard of in the traditional studio system. So the big question is, how on earth do they pull it off? Well, they did it by building a totally new kind of engine, a proprietary workflow that they call their Skunk Works. Okay, and the most crucial thing to understand about their Skunk Works model is that it is human first, period. This is not about replacing artists. It's about giving them AI-powered tools to speed through the tedious, time-consuming tasks so the human creators stay firmly in the driver's seat. This quote just nails their whole philosophy. They see AI as an acceleration layer, not a replacement layer. So think of it less like an autopilot that takes over and more like a turbocharger for the creative engine. A human is still steering, it's just a whole lot faster. Now, let's be crystal clear about something. These were traditional movie productions. We're talking human actors, human crews, shooting on location in Canada. No AI actors, no synthetic performances, none of that. The AI was used around the production, what they call upstream and downstream. So for things like developing concepts, creating reference images, drafting pitch decks, even composing original music and streamlining legal contracts. Okay, so talk is cheap, right? But the data tells the real story. Let's get into the actual quantified impact of this whole new workflow. And the results were honestly staggering. A 50 to 60% faster production timeline compared to a standard studio movie. They basically cut the time it takes to make a movie in half, and they did it without sacrificing quality. That's huge. And that time savings, it translated directly into cold, hard cash savings. They documented about $180,000 in hard dollar efficiencies across just these 2 films. And that money doesn't just disappear. It gets put right back onto the screen, making the actual movie better. And get this model scales. The report shows a minimum of 25% cost savings per finished minute of film. Now you apply that to a big studio feature, and you're suddenly talking about saving millions of dollars. Seriously, 7-figure savings just by making the process smarter. But the wins here go way beyond just the immediate budget. By using AI to create assets like the soundtrack and posters, Branch Out retained 100% ownership of their IP. And in Hollywood, owning your own stuff, that is the holy grail. They also used AI-driven dubbing to prep for a global release, opening up new revenue streams from the get-go. All right, so it's faster, it's cheaper. That all sounds great, but I know what you're thinking. What about the big, thorny questions, the unions, the lawyers, all the ethical landmines? This right here, this is the million-dollar question that every single person in Hollywood is asking right now. Can you actually use AI this way without kicking over a hornet's nest of legal and labor problems? Well, it turns out Branch Out thought about this from day one. They designed their entire Skunk Works model to be meticulously compliant. So for the Writers and Directors Guilds, the rule was simple. AI is just a tool, like the screenwriting software Final Draft. It's not the writer. A human always gets the credit. For the Actors Guild, no AI actors or synthetic performances. And all the paperwork was built to be legally defensible and ready for insurance. And they've got the receipts to prove it. Take a look at this. This is an example of the affidavit they use for every single visual asset made with AI. It's an audit-ready paper trail that documents everything: the tools, the prompts, the human artist. It's all about creating a clear legal chain of title and proving a human was the author, plain and simple. And their whole approach to protecting their intellectual property is just as buttoned up. Step 1, document absolutely everything. That creates a transparent audit trail. Step 2, ensure human authorship. The really core creative stuff, like the script and the song lyrics, that's always written by a credited human. And step 3, they screen and clear everything to make sure they're not accidentally stepping on anyone else's copyrighted work. So when you put all these pieces together, the speed, the savings, the rock-solid legal framework, and that powerful mission, you start to realize this is way more than just a clever new workflow. This is the start of a quiet revolution. You know, the most powerful part of this whole story is that this isn't just theory. This isn't a what-if scenario. The proof isn't some flashy demo reel. It's 2 actual movies that you can go and stream right now on BET+. It's already out there. It's real. So what's the big takeaway from all this? What does it all really mean? It's this. AI isn't coming for Hollywood's jobs, but it is absolutely coming for its inefficient workflows. The real disruption isn't replacing talented people, it's fixing the broken, wasteful processes that have frustrated creators for decades. It's a tool to fix the system, not fire the artists. And that really leaves us with one final, and I think pretty inspiring question. If this technology, when it's used ethically and thoughtfully, can lower the barriers to entry and make it more affordable for people to create high-quality films, just think about it. What new stories, what new voices are we finally going to get to see and hear?